What's going on, guys? Brady here from Chiropractor Marketing, and today we're talking about how you can avoid getting in Facebook jail. Now, I know this can be like a scary thought for a lot of chiropractors, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Now, here's the thing. Facebook jail, you obviously want to avoid it for a few reasons. One, if you're in Facebook jail, there's a really good chance that they're not going to let you advertise on their platform. And then from there, like you won't be able to post. That goes for your personal and sometimes your business page as well. And then also, I've heard of people getting locked out of their Facebook account to where they can't even log in. So obviously, you want to avoid this at all costs. And really, there's two aspects to this: your personal page and your business page. So first off, your personal page. You want to avoid sharing posts or making posts that would be deemed as controversial. So if you see the little warning that says our independent fact checkers have deemed this as false, look, I'm not crazy about all of the censoring and the policing that Zuckerberg's doing on Facebook and Instagram. But if you want to market your practice on their platform, you've got to play by their rules. Okay. And so, look, I know that you might be super like into politics and everything going on in the world, and you want to just share this post. But really think about it before you do, because if you do that too often, we have had clients before sharing things on their personal page, not even their business page, but because Facebook sees that, oh, Dr. John Smith owns John Smith Chiropractic, it blocks their page from advertising. So you might not think it's connected, and you might not think that there's going to be anything that might happen, but like, just please keep that in mind when you're posting things on your personal page. All right. And so now let's talk about posting on your business page. Like, obviously the same thing applies. You definitely don't want to be posting anything controversial on your business page. And again, I understand that you might feel like you're being censored, but look, if you want to market yourself on their platform, just play by the rules, right? You got to be compliant. Another thing is CBD, THC, marijuana, things like that. I understand there's like great benefits to CBD, but for Facebook, if you want to market CBD or THC products, even if it's like, I know like most chiropractors probably aren't prescribing medical marijuana, but like for whatever reason, if you ever share articles or post about that, like now offering CBD, you might want to be very careful with that, because in order to for businesses that sell CBD products to run ads on Facebook, even if it's like for a different service, like, right, like if your chiropractic clinic sells CBD oil and you post about that a lot on your page, Facebook will think, oh, this is a CBD company, and it's not necessarily Facebook jail, but there's forms that you have to fill out to be compliant, and it's like a whole mess. So I would just avoid posting about it entirely. Like actually my personal chiropractor, they hardly ever post on their Instagram, right? Well, he posted a post maybe a year or two ago, now offering CBD oil. And we're running ads just fine, not even for CBD, just for chiropractic. Well, 6 months into it, I get a warning on his Facebook ad account saying, hey, we will not allow you to advertise CBD products until you go through these steps to qualify. Da, 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 da. And I was like, CBD quality. So I call Dr. Chris and I'm like, dude, what's going on? And he's like, I don't know. Like, yeah, we sell CBD, but like, that's not anything that we're talking about. Well, so I investigate, and it's because they posted about it on their Instagram page like 6 months before we were even like running these ads, before I even got this notice. So that's just something to keep in mind. Another thing is the content that you put in your ads. So this is if you're running your own ads, if you have us running them, or if you're making videos for us to run in your ads. The other things that you want to keep in mind, you don't want to use second person. And so if we go back to like third grade English, first person is like I, me, my. Second person is you, and then third person is they. So you can't use second person. You can't say, do you have back pain? You can't say that, right? You have to say other things and use like third person. So like, for example, you could say a lot of people have back pain, right? So in your video, let's say you're talking about back pain in it. Instead of saying, do you have back pain? We help with that here. You could say, look, a lot of people have back pain here, and that's one of the number one symptoms that we help here in the office. And so that's something that works out really well. I know a lot of the times, just because we're conditioned to do this from the commercials and TV shows we watch, think, hi, I'm Dr. John Smith. Do you suffer from da 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 da? You don't want to do that in your videos, right? You know why? One, because you might get in Facebook jail because you're using second person. And two, you sound like you're on a freaking TV commercial. You don't want to sound like you're on a TV commercial, because you know what happens if people are on their phones looking at Facebook and they see a video and it looks like a commercial? They're going to keep scrolling. They're not even going to watch it. So you shouldn't sound like that anyways, but also you want to avoid things like that because there's a really good chance you might go in Facebook jail. Another thing is they won't let you do before and after images. So yes, I know sometimes chiropractors like to do before and after images of people slouching and then, oh, look, they got adjusted a lot and now they stand up straight. Great. We can't do that, especially a lot of chiropractors that do like nutrition coaching or weight loss programs. You can't do before and after pictures, especially for weight loss, right? And that kind of ties into the second person thing. You can't assume that there could be anything wrong with any of Facebook's users, right? And the reason why they do that is because, well, Facebook, let's face it, they're ran by a bunch of millennials and they don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. So you can't assume that any of their users might have back pain, or heaven forbid, they're fat and they need to lose weight, right? So like, this is the participation trophy generation, as my dad likes to say. So you want to just be mindful of that. So you can't assume anything about their users. So that's why you can't use second person. From there, we always say don't use images showing pain. So that's fine if you just post images like that. But let me give you an example of what that looks like. Let me just search like back pain. It's probably the very first Google image, and you'll see what I mean. So let's go to images. So this right here, see how it's red showing pain? You can't do that. I don't know why Facebook doesn't want you to do that. They just don't want you to do that. So you would have to, instead of this, the thermal image maybe, like you would want, okay, first off, you should never be just going to Google Images and using those images for your posts. But I'm just using this for an example. So yeah, you wouldn't want to use this or this or this. These would all be showing pain. You don't want that. Facebook will deny it. And if you get enough ads denied, then there's a really good chance they'll put you in Facebook jail, not let you advertise. All right, let's go back here. Okay, so this is a funny one. A lot of the times we'll have our doctors, they do everything above, right? They don't use second person. There's no before or after pictures. They're not even showing anything with nudity. But in their videos, behind them, there are like charts, and it's like it's like one of those subluxation charts, and it shows a spine, and it's like a biology, something from a biology anatomy book, right? So, and it just shows like, let me just search biology, anatomy, human body. So what happens, oh, I spelled body wrong. Okay. For example, it's just like a chart like this, right? Well, okay, obviously it's got a male part there. So let's just say it's something like this, right? That's just like a picture in the background. Well, Facebook's algorithm reads what your video looks like, and if it sees that, it thinks that there's nudity in your videos. I know this is super silly, but just don't record any videos with an image like this in the background. This is something recently that we found, and it's super weird. I know, just try to avoid it. And like with this one, it's not as bad as some of the other ones, because we've had it before to where they manually review it and they go, oh, there's no nudity. Like once a human looks at it, they're like, oh yeah, this is just picture of the anatomy, human body. That's fine. But that's just something to keep in mind, just to try to avoid that. So don't take any images or have any videos where that's in the background. And last thing is, you want to have an active card on file with Facebook if you're actively running ads. So like if your card expires, or maybe you have like a low credit card limit and you're just using a credit card, and every month Facebook turns off your ads because of your card got declined. If that happens enough, we've had ad accounts get shut down just because their card kept declining, and they're like, hey, you're not allowed to advertise on Facebook anymore. So I know that's kind of like the easiest one, and even the not taking videos or images in front of something that shows like the human anatomy. Those are pretty easy, but just keep all of these things in mind whenever you're getting content together for Facebook and Instagram. Again, I might have said Facebook a lot, but the same rules apply for Instagram. Facebook owns Instagram, so those are like interchangeable, right? So yeah, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our team, and we'll see you later.